Thank you for tuning in to Tanisha's Beauty Supply channel.
Tanisha's Beauty Supply, beauty power and style, power and style. Tanisha's Beauty Supply, beauty power and style.
I want to talk to you all today about being a beauty supply store owner, and my topic that I'm going to focus on today is why I quit my job to become a business owner. Um, the way I do my videos is in each of my videos that I share information with you all about, I also feature one of our products that we sell in our store and online. And today I'm featuring this beautiful synthetic wig. And yes, ladies, I am aware that I still have the lace on. That is not an accident, but I like to feature the product as it is. I don't change it. I just show you the wig as it will come to you. And then, of course, you cut your own lace off if you want to melt your lace, install your wig, um, whatever you want to do. Definitely, some of the ladies will like to pluck their wig to get that real look there. But we'll talk about the wig after I share information with you about why I quit my job. So I am in my mid 40s, and I was a special education teacher for about 20 years. I have two master degrees, and I also have a bachelor's degree and a special education teacher license. So I went into teaching because I love the field, and I had a very good career for about 15 of those years. It started to get difficult the last 4 or 5 years that I was in the career. And so some of the things that led me to quitting was the philosophy of the field started to change. And that's not anyone's fault. Sometimes you're working a job and the way that the job is performed, it starts to change. Well, the field started to change in a way that I no longer supported or believed many of the philosophical practices that were being done. I believe that children need to be taught practical life skills, especially children with special needs, such as um, how to manage money, rather than teaching them if they're in the seventh grade at a second grade math level. I don't want to waste time teaching them linear slope when they won't remember it the next week. I want to spend that time teaching them how to manage and budget finances. But with the new age modern philosophy and best practices in teaching, that's really not allowed. So we spent a lot of time preparing for standardized testing, and it just felt non-productive to me because I wasn't able to focus on what would really help our students. So that was one of the reasons I left my teaching job. Another reason I left my teaching job to go into business is because I had reached the top of the pay scale. I was not going to make any more money. I was at $85,000 a year. And because I was at the highest step, I was not going to get a pay raise unless they raised the pay for all teachers, but that rarely happens. I was in a high performing school district, so that's why you hear the higher number of $85,000. I also taught college part time as an adjunct faculty member, so my income was into six figures. Had a giant, big, beautiful home. Um, but as the years started to progress and I started to reach more of the middle ages, I realized that I wasn't fulfilled anymore. I wasn't happy. I was working for a weekend. And I'm not telling you to quit your job like Tyler Perry says. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm just telling you my story. So I would wake up on Monday ready for it to be Friday and Saturday. Um, the joy of the position wasn't there for me anymore. The best thing about the job were the children. But so much of my time and attention was being spent on standardized testing, paperwork, political work, things that had nothing to do with the children. And so the reason I went into that field had started to become lost in all of the politics and all of the busy work and all of the paperwork and all of the legalities. So I wanted to get out. Transitioning out was difficult. I will tell you that. That was difficult. I wanted to quit teaching, um, I want to say at least 4 to 5 years before I actually quit. There were friends that encouraged me to hold on to the job because they would, say, well, hey, if you can't pay your house note, that's worse than going to a job you no longer enjoy. And they were right, and I did hold on to my job for a while. Finally, I was able to make the transition. Um, and it was difficult. It was a lot of mental um, battling that I was going through in quitting my job. So, why did I leave my job and my career to go into business? Well, number one, business does not have a ceiling, whereas my teaching career did have a ceiling. Once I reached that $85,000 mark, I wasn't going any further. Business does not have a ceiling. The freedom was non existent in working in a job for someone else. So I did not have the freedom to use my creativity to do things that were creative that I wanted to do. Um, Another reason that I wanted to quit was the enjoyment and the fulfillment. I was able to get that by going into business. Now, my journey, I'm going to be honest with you. My first business that I started was a thrift store, and it I ran the thrift store for 3 years. I had a lot of fun, but it failed. It wasn't in the right location. I did not have enough help to do that type of business because you need a lot of manpower. So that business failed. Many tears, um, many tears. But I would not trade it. I would not quit my job because that business failed. The reason I would not trade my experience is because that experience with the thrift store, it prepared me for the beauty supply store business that is working, that is profitable. The thrift store was not profitable. I only lost money and spent money there. Thank God I held on to my job most of the time that I had the thrift store because I started the business, which is something that you might want to do if you're thinking about quitting your job. Definitely start your business while you have a job. So I started my business while I had a job. And my business, my job, my career was paying for the business. But that business never took off, and I worked hard. We did a lot of things to create, and people who came into the store, they loved it, but for whatever reason, it didn't take off. This business did take off. This business is profitable. So if I had not done worked in the first business, then I would not have the experience for this business. I would not have wanted to make my giant mistakes on this business that is profitable. So that's something to think about when you leave a career, you go into business, you are going to bump your head, you are going to falter, you are going to make some mistakes. So, but most second businesses, they succeed at a 90% rate. Most first businesses fail at an 80% rate, but most second businesses succeed at a 90% rate. So those are the reasons that I quit my job to go into business. Um, let's see, what else do I want to share with you with quitting my job? Let's see. So, how I got started, my journey into the beauty supply business was interesting. I never intended to go into the beauty supply business. Um, a friend of mine, she asked if I would help her. She wanted to sell handbags and wallets. And so we were going to rent this really small space inside of this plaza, and we were going to do like a mini boutique, just basically focusing on handbags and wallets. Well, when took me on a tour of the vicinity, I realized that there were a lot of beauty shops, a lot of barber shops, and I told her, oh, we got to do beauty supply products because there are a lot of beauty shops in this area. So we started the business, and before we could even open the doors, she became very ill, and I was left to either walk away from the business or to make it work. I had already put in a few $1,000s buying my inventory from a beauty supply store, and I couldn't just walk away and allow that money to go to waste because she could not even do the business. And I never intended to do the business. I was going to help her by paying like half the rent, and she was going to run the business. And I was just going to have product in the store, sell my product, and I was going to be in another whole nother state. Well, that didn't work out. And I found myself running a full business. So, I want to share with you my experience with this. That was my journey into going into the beauty supply industry. My journey with distributors was not easy. And as you all probably know, most people are not going to share their vendors with you. Some people sell vendor lists. The way that I was able to find out vendors was to just basically do a Google search. I put in Google beauty supply products wholesale, and I got a lot of things that came up. So there are a couple of ways to do this. You can, a lot of people, some people use the Alibaba where they ship directly from China. Some people use the vendors where you just order online. Some people use the vendors where you actually go in and you look at the product and decide and pick what you want. I'm not really a big fan of the Alibaba method. I have used Alibaba a little bit, but I like to see and feel the product. A lot of people do drop shipping. I'm not a big fan of that because I like to know that I'm sending out a quality product. For example, this wig that I'm wearing, I realized that this wig is a high quality wig. Even though it's synthetic, it has the feel of a human wig. It wears well, it brushes well, it doesn't tangle easy. The color is good. And by um, feeling this product before I sell it to my customers, I can guarantee that they're getting a quality product. So, and just, for people who want to know right away, I'm just going to let you know we have this on my website, www.tanishasbeautysupply.com, and the number for this wig is MLC156. The color that I'm wearing is DYX4 slash blonde. DYX4 slash blonde. It's a magic lace curved part. As you can see, the curved part. All right. So, and it's pretty lightweight. So, moving on back into the distributors. So, that was not an easy journey dealing with the distributors. Most of the distributors are Korean, if not, well, I would say most of them because you do have some African American distributors such as Design Essentials and Dudley. So, you do have some, but most of the distributors are Korean, and it was not easy getting into the distributors to get the product for the store. That was very difficult. The advice I would give people is to don't take no for an answer. Continue trying. Continue, knocking on that door. Continue, they tell you no. If they say, well, you need $2,000 to start an account, tell them I have 1,200. Some most of the time they're not going to walk away from 1,200. So tell them I have 1,200. I'm just getting started. I really want to do this. I have 1,200, and I'll continue to order from you every 2 weeks or every month. So don't get discouraged because it's not a friendly business for most of the distributors that I've dealt with. It's not friendly. So you have to push that to the side because they're at the top. The Asian population is at the top of the beauty supply industry of what we African Americans like. They're at the top, and that's a whole nother YouTube videos that I will share and create for you that there's something very wrong, but we're not going to get into that. However, I want African Americans to get into the game. Okay. So to get into the game, you do have to go through them. So they're at the top of the industry. So don't let that discourage you. Another piece of advice I would give is for me, seeking God and asking Him for direction has always worked for me. For 40 plus years, that has always worked for me. Does it mean that I've never had a hard time in life or have had tears or wanted to quit, kill myself? No, it doesn't. It just means that God brought me through every time. So I would encourage people to seek God in every direction. Um, the next thing that I would share with you on advice wise would be do your research. And YouTube has made it possible to gain all of a lot of the knowledge you need about video, about the beauty supply industry, or starting your own business, or what to do, what not to do, everything you can't believe. But there are a lot of good videos out there that will help you. Books. I read a lot of books on business. So you definitely want to do your research and study. Um, let's see, what do you need to know? What else? Some of the advice I would give our African Americans who are looking to quit their job and go into business is make sure when you go into business that you are professional, that you are on time, because we do have a stereotype that we're late all the time. So people who want to support our businesses, they're at our doors and the doors are locked. We're not there. So make sure you're on time, make sure you're professional. Customer service is number one because that is the lifeline of your business. If you have no customers, you have no business. So you want to make sure that you are kind to your customers and that they're number one. Some of the hardships that I've had in business, as you can see, um, um, I don't know. I don't, anyway, excuse me. I had a wandering thought. But anyway, some of the hardships that I've had in business is help finding enough people to run the business. That was brutal because if you don't have people to open the doors, you can't open the doors. So of course, I don't mind working at first myself to keep it running. But when you're first getting into business, you have to work your job. It's very few of us that can quit our jobs and run the business full time. Very few of us. So I experienced where it would be days I would feel panic because I didn't know who was going to open the building, open the store if I couldn't be there. So that was one of my hardships. There might have been three or four funky days where I just didn't have anybody to open the store out of the whole year that I was there. Once I got up and running, and that was about it. And then I started just bringing people on, and as the money started to roll in, I started bringing more helpers on, workers on into the business. So that is something else that you got to be mindful of, that you do need help. Um, and your goal is to get to the point where you are not working in your business, you're working on your business. So you're checking in, you're working maybe from the beach, and your workers are doing the day-to-day operation. That should be your goal, because you want to take that business and you want to duplicate that idea in another place. You don't want to be married day in and day out to that business to operate it, because then it's just another job. And if why would you quit your career and quit your job to go work another job? But you say you're working for yourself, but you're working 18 hours a day and you're not getting paid. So your goal should always be to duplicate that business and to set it up where other people can run it. And those are other videos that I will post and share of how you can do that effectively. Um, the lack of money was a very difficult part of the business for me. I didn't have $100,000. I didn't have 50. I didn't have 30. I didn't have a lot of money to start a business with. So I had to start very small. One of the things I would have done differently if I could do it all over again, I would have started with the online store first, and then I would have taken that capital and did the brick and mortar. But I started with the brick and mortar because I think on like a big scale sometimes, but I should have started the online store first. So that's one of the ways to get around the capital part is start the online part first. Let's see if anything else I want to share with you all. Definitely when your money starts to come in, definitely know that is not to be spent, is to continue to reinvest in your business. Um, so now we're down to the wig part for the review. So like I shared with you before, this wig is the Magic Lace Curved Part Wig, and it is MLC 156. The color that I'm wearing is DYX slash blonde. Let me make sure I got that color right for you ladies. The color that I'm wearing is DYX4 slash blonde, and this wig sells for $59.99. However, there is a coupon for $20 off on my website. When you go to my website, you get $20 off if you use the coupon code um, save 20. So you can look at the website below, go to the website, and you'll get $20 off. This wig can be used, you can style this wig with a flat iron up to 360 degrees. Um, Wig can be washed, and let's see, anything else you need to know about this wig. So some of the ladies will want to, like I said, pluck it to give it more of that realistic look. If you are the type of person you don't like anything in your face, like I don't like a lot of things in my face, so you can see that that's something you might want to just be mindful of with this wig. And we do have a similar wig to this that's in black, and the part is in the middle. So therefore, you don't have this one side hanging in your face if that bothers you, which I'm constantly doing this, but I just love the look of this wig. So I'll put up with it because I love the look of it. So um, I will show you the inside of the wig so you can see that. And you might want to wear a blonde wig cap with this one. And if you can see, I love this wig because the roots of the wig are very realistic, to where it looks like you've had color put in your hair, but you didn't, but you've had some new growth here of your own color. And so this is the lace part here. This is the inside, and as you can see, there is a curved part there to give that realistic look. There are two combs, one in the front, one in the back, and then the wig has the adjustable straps here, and then you can tighten it or loosen it. It's pretty cool in the summer because it's hot outside right now, and it's a pretty cool wig. I don't feel hot in this wig. It doesn't feel overbearing to me. And so this is what the back looks like. So if you wanted to put some curl in there and give it that bob feather look, you could. Beautiful, beautiful wig. So like I said, you can get this wig for $59.99 with $20 off, but you should act quickly because that's going to change to $15 off. Yes, $15 off. But right now you can get it for $59.99 with $20 off, and we will ship it out to you. Would be please, please, please hit the subscribe button so that you can continue to get the content that I'm going to share about being a business owner. And I'm going to put this, show you a different set of hair, but I'm going to put this wig back on because I feel funny with not having any hair on. And it goes on really easily. Okay. So, this hair I wanted to show you is beautiful. This is not a wig, although we do sell human wigs. but this is our grade 10A hair, and these are bundles. So what we have at the top here, and I left the lace on here. I like to leave things in original form. This is a frontal here. I'm sorry, not a frontal. This is a closure, a top closure here. And I just want to show you, yes, we have tattooed on her face, Tanisha's Beauty Supply. But I just want to show you the feel of this hair so that you can see. And we sell all kinds of hair in our store, but the hair that we sell online is grade 10A. And I only do grade 10A online because I know that you're going to get a quality bundle of hair that's going to last you 2 to 3 years. So I sell grade 10A hair online through our store, and these bundles will last you 2 to 3 years if you take care of them. So what you want to do is when you go to bed, you want to put a bonnet on your hair to protect the hair. And I'm going to show you what this hair looks like close up. You're not going to see anything bending there. This hair right here has been, so you can see there, this hair has been on uh, her head for a year, and it's still just as silky and just as soft. And I washed it yesterday. I didn't put any oil sheen on it or any oils on it. I just washed it with a little bit of shampoo and put a little bit of like conditioner on there. And it's just the reality of this hair. It's the highest grade, and it's just so soft, so soft. And even after wearing this hair, what my customers do is they get their hair done and they leave the hair in for about 2.5 months, and they go to their hairdresser and they get it styled, and it's beautiful each time that they get it styled. And I have a couple of customers that they have had their hair over a year, and they one of my customers, she dyed her hair at the bottom to like a lighter brown, and she's had her hair over a year and she is still soft. She's had the 26-inch, which comes to her butt. So you can get it in the 12-inch, which will probably come about right here. And then you can do the 12-inch, the 14-inch, the 16-inch, 18-inch. This here, what our mannequin is wearing, is this is about 18 to 20 inches. 18 to 20 inches. So you'll see that even though it's considered natural black, you see some brown in there because it's like real hair. It's going to have a few different little variations. There are no plastic pieces or fillers in this hair. And I have sold this hair ever since I opened the beauty supply store. And I only deal with this hair as far as my high quality bundles because I can testify to it. I don't order really hair from, I don't really order hair from China, to be honest with you. Because I went into the distributor and felt this hair, saw this hair, I sold this hair, so I know that this is the good stuff. So I stick with this hair. So if you would like to order our bundles, you can go to www.tanishasbeautysupply.com and you will see the grade 10A bundles on our site. And you can make use of that coupon to get $20 off, and you will not be disappointed in this hair. It's free flowing. It just moves beautifully. Let's see, anything else I wanted to share with you all. So check out our closures. We have high quality closures. We have high quality frontals. And our store, if you ever want to visit it in person, well, it's COVID-19 right now, so we're closed right now. Stores in Michigan, it is at 21700 Greenfield Road, and it's inside the Greenfield Plaza. Our suite is 487 right now, but we've outgrown that space. So we're moving down to a bigger space. So if you want to come in and visit the store, we would love to have you. Check us out, but you can always go online. And we sell all kinds of wigs and our beautiful bundles. We sell those online, so you'll be able to get those. So please, please, please post any questions that you have. And if I can give you information, if I can answer those questions for you, I will, because I want to see more African Americans go into the beauty supply industry. Like I said, that's more videos that I will be posting about why we are the people that need to be selling the product. And so I encourage you to definitely think about business. It's not for the weak. It's not easy, but it's satisfying. It's satisfying. It's a challenge, but it's satisfying. So thank you for tuning in to Tanisha's